what other systemization, automation, repeatable processes, as you were stating before, what other things did you do to kind of come in and make it easier to host the podcast?
First thing we did was we looked at, okay, what is the process, right? Because everything is a system, everything is a process. If you want to make your life easier, start with a process. So we, at the time, had just picked up company-wide using a project management tool called ClickUp. And I freaking love this tool. It's like Asana and Monday, but on steroids. It's tremendously better. But be that as it may, we used this tool and we were able to integrate it with Zapier and Zapier and Calendly. So we set up these systems so that, for example, when someone booked a call on our Calendly link, right? Like they booked a podcast interview, then an automation was sent to ClickUp and a task was created that says, hey, you have a call with Adam on this date and whatever. And we could click in that task and all of the notes, everything we wanted to talk about with Adam, a templated thing was created. Boom. Okay. So we have that now. And then we started.
Wait, can I interrupt you?
Oh yeah, sure.
What do you mean it automatically is created? I'm trying to put myself into your shoes, and I'm going to use ClickUp or whatever.
Right.
And Calendly comes in, and through Zapier and ClickUp, once that's booked, it propagates something into my calendar and it tells me all of these things. One of the things that I heard though was inside of that, it shows automatically everything that you wanted to talk about with a certain guest. Is that because it like comes up with it, or do you personally need to add that to it? How does that part work?
So yeah, no, that's a great question. So what we did was we built a templated task. So we told ClickUp, when someone books a call through Calendly, I want you to create this task. And every time you create this type of task, which was tagged podcast interview, it's going to have this template. And the template was our show notes. So the template was, the title and what we want, everything that we would post in the bottom of the podcast is our show notes, right? And then we in the beginning were doing it, but then we had a VA come in. So the VA would create the show notes for us after listening to the episode in post-production during the editing phase. So they have a one-stop shop to create the show notes. In that task, you can also add images. So all of our marketing materials and our images. And that's a whole nother thing, that a system that I set up where we had, because in Calendly, right, we're collecting bios, we're collecting headshots. And then from there, we would store the raw bio and headshot in the ClickUp task. And then we would transfer that stuff over to Canva and create custom images, audiograms, all of this stuff. It didn't all happen overnight. Like we started with one marketing image that we would give to someone. But the idea of giving this marketing image was, hey, this helps promote the show, because that person is going to want to go and share it on their social, hopefully. And, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But point being, tool, right? So all of these kind of integrations came together to help us optimize the system. And we're constantly changing this and kind of making minor tweaks as we go along. And one of those minor tweaks was, and this is a great tip for your podcasters or your folks who are listening that are podcasting. We set up a pre-interview call, because we would get people from our community that we would cultivate. Hey, you're a military real estate investor, come on the podcast. And we would set them up with everything, and they'd book the interview, and we're ready to interview. They're there, we're there, let's go. And there just happen to be some people just aren't good communicators. Like they're not good on podcasts, but they might have a fantastic story, but as a host, you're like kind of pulling the information out of them. And after like 3 of those interviews, like we couldn't actually even use the interview. It was like really just, unfortunately, just bad, whether it was bad audio quality or bad just storytelling or just not engaging, not entertaining, not educational. So what we did was then we set up a pre-interview. So everyone who wanted to apply to be on our podcast had to go through the pre-interview phase, same system setup. They book the pre-interview through Calendly. It goes to ClickUp, creates the task for us and the VA. And then it has a different template. So that template pretty much says what questions we work. It's a 15-minute call on this pre-interview call just via Zoom. and we talk with the person and say, hey, how do you want to design your episode? What would be your ideal title for your episode? What questions do you want to talk about? What topics do you want to hit? Are you promoting anything? We kind of sort all this out and design the perfect episode. Then at the end of that, we send them the actual booking link, assuming that they're good. And then we go, they book, that information that we made in that task gets automatically transferred. So when we're booking and we pull up this person, if I'm interviewing Adam right now, or you're interviewing me, all the stuff instantly pops up and we're like, oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about with Adam. I was going to talk about this, that, and the other. So the systems make life so much easier, but they require tweaking and management.